Heads up! This video contains flashing images. If you suffer from epilepsy or are sensitive to flashing images, please proceed with caution. This video also contains characters being bullied and or dragged through the mud. If you're easily offended by my sense of humor, then sucks to be you, I guess. Anyways, here's a small compilation of my Cookie Run Kingdom redesign shorts I've done over the past few months. Seriously, thank you all so much for the support on this series, it really means the world to me. Also, if you're interested in my other content, I have an ongoing fan series on my channel, and I would really appreciate it if you check it out too. It's good, guys, trust, please, 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 I work too hard on it, please. Okay, fine, enough of the plugins. Let's begin!
Redesigning random Cookie Run Kingdom characters. Dragon Lord Dark Cacao Cookie. Out of all of the awakened ancients, his design is the weakest in my opinion. That's not to say his design is bad, per se. I do love what the designers had in mind, the yin-yang motif and colors especially. It's just too detailed and cluttered for a cookie design. I especially hate his silhouette, and adding the damn dragons isn't doing him any favors. His whole vibe never came off as a warrior king to me, either. This looks like something he would wear to a very special occasion like a wedding. Not charging into battle to risk his life for his kingdom. I'm certain you guys can tell that. I took inspiration from the Saya boys from K-pop Demon. Hunters when coming up with a new headpiece. He now has a gat with 3 diamonds on the body and purple gems dangling from the brim. I thought it would be a better way to keep the shape language from his default form. The diamonds on the gat is also a fun way to keep Dark Cacao's crown in his awakened form. I also gave him his Berserk claws from his Berserk form. He can now summon them during combat, and these things are razor sharp. I dialed down the details on his handbuck and gave him back his diamond-shaped pauldrons. Now in a darker color, I gave him cool cuffs on his arms that wrap around his fingers and gave him a new hairstyle. This is what his new hairstyle looks like, by the way. I took some inspiration from the Vocaloid Cacao when doing his hair. I even added a shadow casting over his face to make him look more intimidating. Overall, I honestly love how he came out. I do plan on redesigning Awakened White Lily soon, so stay tuned for that. Tell me what you guys think down below. Redesigning random Cookie Run Kingdom characters. Dawnbringer White Lily Cookie. As an avid White Lily Cookie defender, she was done the dirtiest out of all of the ancients. Her design looks like a hodgepodge of different ideas cramped into one design. The armor, the wings, the dress, the flag, the headpiece, and the staff. It looks so cluttered just for one design. Not to mention, the design makes her head look way too big in game. So here's my take. It's quite obvious, White Lily. Cookie's design is meant to be a callback to the fairy cookies. So I leaned heavily into the idea and took some inspiration from the Disney fairies. I obviously removed her armor, since it just looked so out of place. Now she has a flowy dress with a giant lily on the chest. Some folks in my last redesign expressed their disappointment in the lack of dark Enchantress Cookie and White Lily. Cookie's design. So I decided to give her some green horns. I also added some more lilies in her hair, gave her back her iconic braid, and gave her some pretty fairy wings. I never really liked how White Lily Cookie's wings looked in her canon design. I know they're supposed to look like blooming lilies, but they honestly make her look like she's standing in front of those wing murals. I wanted to keep White Lily Cookie's cape from her default form in some way, since actually including it would have cluttered the design. So I decided to have her wings tucked behind her to act like a cape. I know that this is horrible timing, but to give myself some grace, I was in the middle of editing when the new update came out. This is my first time drawing White Lily Cookie, by the way. I can't believe it took me this long to draw her. But anyways, tell me what you guys think, and who should I redesign next? Redesigning random Cookie Run Kingdom characters. Mystic Flower Cookie. I'm going to be insanely honest. I'm not a fan of Mystic Flower Cookie. I never liked her and have been praying for her downfall ever since she was released. Well, at least my prayers have been answered. She has one personality trait, apathetic. Her dialogue is just the same preachy nonsense that reminds me of that one character from Ghost Stories. And she's just so boring to watch. I get that's what the point of her character is, but I think the writers could have handled her better. It really doesn't help that her debut story is absolute garbage. But I will give her this. Her design is actually really pretty. But again, it's just too detailed for a cookie design. Anyways, when doing this redesign, I only had one thing in mind for her: acupuncture. It's a traditional Chinese medical practice where thin needles are inserted into the skin to help relieve pain. It felt too perfect for Mystic Flower Cookie, so I gave her an acupuncture needle for her weapon. Everything else is pretty standard. I gave her a new handful with browns and golds, with the skirt fading into white. I wanted to give her some darker colors. Instead of her being pure white with some bits of gold and beige, I shortened the length of her veil and gave her some spider arms on her back, since, you know, the whole spider theme she has going on. As a bonus, I gave her a more bitter, resentful personality and gave her a god complex. She's a very condescending, hypocritical, miserable woman who believes she is the purest of the pure. She sees herself above emotion, yet is the most expressive beast next to Shadow Milk Cookie, showing that even she can't follow her own virtue. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments, and who should I do next? Redesigning random Cookie Run Kingdom characters. Shadow Milk Cookie. The Shadow Milk Cookie fans have spoken, so I must appease them. Come on now, it's the least I can do. You guys have been through enough. I am so sorry. Anyways, Shadow Milk Cookie's design is one of my favorites. He has a good silhouette, a very nice color palette, and bro, he's a jester. How can I not love him? But oh my gosh, what the hell is that hair? I honestly thought it was an oversized jester hat for the longest time, only to find out that's a lie. Yes, I know Shadow Milk Cookie has a jester hat. I can see him holding it. But man, it feels like a missed opportunity to actually have him wear it. With a hairstyle like that, he might as well. Bro, kill your barber. He did you dirty. The lack of flavor indication also bugs me. Yes, Shadow Milk Cookie has blueberries in his design, but there's nothing to indicate his flavor is milk, apart from his name, of course. So here's my redesign. I obviously got rid of that weak-ass haircut and replaced it with an actual jester hat with bells. I shaped the bells into teardrops as not only to act as a flavor indicator, but also as a callback to first Milk Cookie. I unfortunately got rid of the eyes on his back in favor of a simpler pattern. I know they're important, but the staff and soul jam already make up for it. His outfit hasn't changed all too much, though. I wanted to add more patterns in his outfit, rather than just having random diamonds on his bodysuit. I gave him baggy leggings and shoes with pom-poms. His sleeves are now puffy at the top, and he has some pom-poms on his chest. I got rid of his cape, since it felt like an unnecessary detail. I tried to work it in, but it just ended up looking weird. I think the jester hat does enough for his silhouette, so it's not really needed. When doing his face, I decided to give him a mask that covers half of his face. The second I started redesigning Shadow Milk Cookie, I knew I had to give him a mask. It fits way too well. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments down below. And who should I do next? Redesigning random Cookie Run Kingdom characters. Eternal Sugar Cookie. I finally came around to redesign this creepy diva. I never really planned to redesign her, mainly because Eternal Sugar Cookie's design is objectively the best Beast Cookie design. It's true. I said so. Her color palette is pleasing. Her silhouette is fantastic. And her design goes back to the simple but detailed design philosophy Cookie Run is known for. I have seen a lot of people say that her design is too simple, but I think it really fits her character. She's the beast of sloth. Of course her design is simple. Lazy people aren't really going to put too much effort in their appearance. I would know. But I went ahead and redesigned her anyway. I wanted to go back to her moth, butterfly theme she had before and played around with it. I got rid of her angel wings and have her hair be her wings. One of Eternal Sugar Cookie's concepts had that idea and I loved it so much. She now has antennae that flow with her hair, and the tips of her crown are more pointed to resemble devil horns, along with some small flowers in her hair. I always had the idea of Eternal Sugar Cookie enjoying napping in the flower fields of her garden. So small flowers will sometimes get stuck in her hair, but she's too lazy to take them out. I also played around with the colors and gave her hair a yellow fade, rather than white. For Eternal Sugar Cookie's outfit, I took a lot of inspiration from Megara from Hercules and gave her a tunic with a little more shape. She has pink heart-shaped pieces that hold her tunic together, and a small piece of cloth on her chest. There will be no cleavage on my Christian Minecraft server. I gave her some gold cuffs on her arms and ankles, since a lot of fashion from that time period featured them. Oh, and I shaped the tip of Eternal Sugar Cookie's tail to be a heart, since I thought it would be cute. Everything else is practically the same as the original. Still might want to file that restraining order, Haileyberry Cookie. But what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below, and who should I do next?